have now been postponed till Saturday, 17 December 2011. About 196 men and women under arms Thursday received their last instructions as they prepare to leave the shores of the Gambia for peace support operations in Sudan's Darfur region. Aboka Dabo reports the farewell ceremony for GAMCO 13 was presided over by the Vice President, Her Excellency Ajah Dr. Aissatou Njie Saidi, on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief.
Amidst mixed feelings in the overcharged atmosphere, these armed men and women stand proud, knowing full well that their cause is a just one. Counting 196 and comprising of representatives from all the sister services of the Gambia Armed Forces, this contingent is the 13th Gambian contingent to take part in peace support operations in Darfur and the 7th to form part of the UNAMID hybrid mission. The Vice President, who bade farewell to the contingent on behalf of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces, was soon at hand to inspect the carts on parade before addressing the gallant force. Ajah Dr. Aissatou Njie Saidi in her statement explains that the Gambia government has shown its commitment in fulfilling its obligation to the charters and principles of the African Union in keeping peace and guaranteeing full protection and security for people living in fear and insecurity. She described Gambia's performance in Darfur as absolutely professional and enviable.
It is indeed therefore gratifying to note that in fulfillment of this very obligation, our gallant patriotic men and women of the Gambia Armed Forces and other security services continue to demonstrate professionalism and cooperation since 2005 to date. They have also served diligently in all peacekeeping, peace building, and peace enhancement missions globally, including in Darfur.
As a mission that holds fundamental the building of confidence in demoralized people, restoring hope to the hopeless, and keeping peace where it is lost, the Vice President implored the men and women under arms to deliver the goods diligently and strive to consolidate the gains registered by their predecessors. The Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Masane Kinte, admonishing the troops started by Commanding President Jammeh for creating the environment to prepare these men and women in both physics and logistics to undertake a rigorous task in the volatile region. The Gambia, he said, has been there since at the onset, and her conduct has been hailed as satisfactory.
It is with great pride and honor that I stand here today to report that the hard work and sacrifice of our gallant peacekeepers has paid great dividends. The security situation in Sudan Darfur region is greatly improved, resulting in landmark developments in the geopolitical spectrum of the region. One of such significant achievements was the conduct of presidential and parliamentary elections. This was the first time in 24 years since elections were held in Sudan, and this success is greatly attributable to the work of UNAMID, including our own contingent.
General Kinte advanced that though the mission in Darfur is difficult and complex, the troops should be resolute to keep on keeping on and always give their best shot to any task assigned them. Be tolerant, tactful, and polite, the General emphasized, adding that they have the blessing, support, and prayers of their country and family. The contingent that comprises of 7 officers will be leaving for the troubled Sudanese region of Darfur for a period of 6 months. And receiving the national pennant from the Vice President, the contingent commander has left the crowd confident that they will do just their job. Abubakar Dabo, Grts.
The Special Criminal Court has dismissed the motion of bail filed on behalf of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th accused persons charged with sedition in the ongoing treason trial against former Information Minister Dr. Amadou Skater Jane. Ibrahima Jata reports prosecution's 13th witness and lead investigator Bakeba Suso has finished delivering his testimony.
The Special Criminal Court, Emmanuel Kia, has overruled the motion for bail filed on behalf of Modou Keita, Ibrahima Jara, and Michael Uche Thomas, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th accused persons respectively in the treason trial. The 3 who are standing trial alongside treason suspect Dr. Amadou Skater Jane are charged with sedition. In his ruling on the bail application, the presiding judge told a fully packed courtroom that counts 2 and 4 with which the applicants have been jointly charged on the bill of indictments cannot be considered in a vacuum. They must be considered in light of the broader picture of the entire charges before the court, according to Justice Nkea, who further submitted that the offenses in counts 1 to 5 are mutually reinforcing and do not stand in isolation of each other. Nkea went on to state that the offenses in counts 3 and 5 revolve around the alleged offense of treason. While revealing his intention to expeditiously conduct proceedings in the trial, the presiding judge dismissed the motion for bail and the trial continued. It was subsequently time for the defense lawyer Lamin Kamra to cross-examine the 13th prosecution witness, Assistant Superintendent Bakeba Suso, the head of investigations in the case. Suso told the Special Criminal Court that preliminary investigations into the matter began on the 26th of May, but official investigations commenced on May the 27th when a panel was formally set up. The first round of probes on the 26th was the day after the observance of Africa Liberation Day, coinciding with Labor Day and the birthday of the president, the witness revealed, and added that the 8 objectives of the Coalition for Change listed on one of the documents are just smoke screens which disguise the group's real intention to unseat the democratically elected government of the Gambia. The items recovered by investigators were discovered after Africa Liberation Day, according to the prosecution witness. When the witness was subsequently discharged, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Mikhail Abdullah, applied for leave to amend the summary of evidence by including the name of Comium's Lamin Drame in the list of witnesses and called printouts of the number 61611-981 as additional exhibits. Sittings have been adjourned to the 13th of December for prosecution to call its next witness, Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
National Assembly members have unanimously condemned the ECOWAS Commission President's verdict that the November 24th presidential election was not going to be free, fair and transparent well before the die was cast. While discussing a resolution tabled by the Majority Leader and member for Serekunda East, Honorable Fabakary Tombong Jatta, lawmakers said James Victor Beho's conclusion was premature. Aissatou Badian Sarr was listening during sittings on Wednesday and she prepared this report.
The resolution tabled by the Majority Leader and NAM for Serekunda East Fabakary Tombong Jatta condemned the declaration made by the President of the ECOWAS Commission, James Victor Beho, who prematurely and according to the Majority Leader maliciously declared that the country's November presidential election was not free, fair and transparent, even before Gambians went to the polls.
Honorable Speaker, there is ample and compelling evidence within the Commission today and also being circulated within the ECOWAS governance institutions like the court and the community parliament that the decision of the President was an unlawful and illegal discretion which was based not on the recommendations of the fact-finding mission to the Gambia, as the President has alluded to. Honorable Speaker, to the contrary, the ECOWAS President's decision was based on information he received barely 48 hours before the presidential polls, allegedly from an opposition leader in self-exile, who alleged and recommended to him that there was no need for him to waste time and resources to come and observe elections in the Gambia.
The motion, which was seconded by the NAM for Tumana, Neti Balde, saw the House vehemently denouncing James Victor Beho's decision and his failure to send ECOWAS election observers during the last month presidential ballot.
Honorable Speaker, the people of the Gambia wish to reassure the member states of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the international community that it has always been and will remain committed to the notions of people's liberty of choice to electing their leaders on the basis of social contract, and will also continue to advocate and adhere to the principles of democracy and good governance for sustainable development. Honorable Speaker, in actual fact, the seizing of the opportunity as it presents itself and the international community to the UN, AU, OIC, and the Commonwealth and the diplomatic representation present in the Gambia reported that the presidential elections were free, fair, and transparent.
Rejecting the Gambia's election at the very eve of the polls without any justifiable reasons is highly unacceptable and tantamount to gross misrepresentation of truth and democracy.
In my opinion, I consider this decision to be unjust, incorrect, baseless, and deceitful. with malicious intent